most notably, there was a huge interview with Suzanne Collins in the New York Times, which I encourage everyone to go check out. I'm pretty sure that all of the fan sites have linked to it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw it on all of your sites. But the interview is really fantastic. It's very in-depth. She talks a lot about her inspiration for the Hunger Games. She sort of answers some questions about Battle Royale, which, if you didn't know, she's sort of been frequently accused of having stolen material from that novel, which is also a Japanese novel and film. But it's a really fascinating article, and you really sort of get a lot of inside information on her life and her upbringing and what sort of led her to create the Hunger Games universe. Adam, do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, sure. This is probably something that you all know. It might be a little bit far for Tanvi to try to get into this, but they are doing open casting for extras. That's kind of a big deal. If someone wants to pay for a plane ticket from New Delhi to North Carolina, then maybe Tanvi will get to realize her dream.
I have followed, unfortunately, and yeah. I would have loved to take part actually, because I think I would pass for someone from the district club. So yeah, but then still I have college and stuff, so I can't really.
You can't. It's too much. It is hard to. As much as
it's very
everyone,
hard actually to juggle it all. Yeah, but then I love Hunger Games so much that I just have to do this. So yeah.
Right. No, exactly. So yeah, and as Tanvi said, she's a full-time student as well. So she's really just one of those amazing people that you don't really believe exist, but she does, and she's here. So that's really great. But some of the other people here might actually have a chance. You know, I know Theresa's in Michigan. It's not that far to get to North Carolina, just a couple of days drive. But if you all want to be members of the cast, that information is available. They're having open casting calls on Saturday, April 16th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then on Sunday, April 17th from 12:30 p.m. to 3:30. So, work on your acting chops and give it a chance.
Yep, and they're looking for people of all ages and all types. So I imagine, and they're looking for quite a lot of people. So I imagine a lot of, a lot of these extras will be used in crowd scenes and things like that. Okay, anything else to add?
And just make sure for anybody who's going to audition to bring a recent headshot, because they're going to need that for your portfolio. So that's very important.
Yes, I really hope that a lot of our listeners and a lot of your readers have this opportunity. So also in the Hunger Games news this week, there was a really sort of cool interview out, sort of a profile article on Nina Jacobson, who is the woman that owns the movie rights to the entire trilogy, to all three books in the series. And it was just sort of a really refreshing piece in the sense that Nina Jacobson clearly has a great depth of understanding of this series, and she's very invested in the films, maintaining the integrity of the books. She actually purchased the rights to the film or the films very shortly after reading the books, back when very few people even knew about them. It was just something she was really passionate about. She didn't want to see the material misused. So, I think learning this about Nina Jacobson just shows us that pretty much everyone involved in this film really seems to be, very, very passionate about the subject matter. So I really don't think, we need to worry too much.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried at all. I'm really, the more I hear, actually, the more I think the movie's going to be great. Is that generally what everyone else thinks here, or is anybody feeling a little bit pessimistic at this point?
Not me. Every time, anything that comes out of Gary or Nina's, every time they say anything about these books, I have, complete faith in the fact that Gary wants Suzanne on set every day. I'm all for that.
No, I think that's the best thing, right? The fact that she's, you know she's not going to let this go wrong.
She's involved, I know. Even I think so. I mean, as long as Suzanne is involved and she knows what's going on, I think we should have the faith in the writer. So, yeah.
What about you, Kat? You're kind of, you get these inside sources coming to you over your Hollywood crush with MTV.
Gosh, it's been pretty quiet ever since the big casting news last week. The only thing I'm still not really sure about is Liam Hemsworth and how that happened, but that's just my personal opinion.
How that happened? Sounds like something shady may have gone on there.
Well, it's visually perplexing. He just looks way too well fed to be, a denizen of this kind of starving mining economy.
Well, he does hunt. He is a pretty good hunter, right?
I've actually been thinking more about Liam Hemsworth lately, and I don't know if it's because I've seen a lot of photos of him with sort of very dark hair that's been photoshopped on, but he's kind of starting to grow on me. He actually looks a lot like Jennifer Lawrence, and I know that Gale and Katniss are supposed to be very similar in appearance, so, I mean, that's definitely one thing he's got going for him. I'm still, I'm not convinced that, as far as his acting skills go. I've only seen him in the last song.
Well, I think, too, Liam, he's more of a physical being, which is what Gale is, so I think he may work out. We just got to give him a chance to see how he does.
Yeah, I think, I feel like that's really the idea here is let's give these people some confidence, right, and support. It seems like they know what they're doing. I just don't think, the one example I always give, a movie that really went wrong, I think, in terms of the writer's vision is The Golden Compass. And I know Philip Pullman was actively involved, at least in the beginning, and was said to be happy with the script, but they completely mutilated the book. And I just feel like there's no way that could happen this time with Suzanne Collins so on the set. So I don't know. I think we have reason to be excited, but you'll have to listen to all our listeners out there. You'll have to keep listening to all these podcasts. Maybe by podcast 14, we'll be talking about how awful it is. So
No. We have to have confidence. We have to have confidence.
Well, I hope by podcast 14 we have some kind of picture of them in character.
That would be nice.
Then.
That would be nice.
Oh, that's so exciting to think about. That we might
actually
get
so worried about their hair color and everything.
Yeah, speaking of hair color, that actually sort of ties into our next quick news story, which I think Adam was going to briefly mention.
Was I? I think I just thought it was
some of the new crew members that were just added to the crew according to IMDb.
Cook, who's the head ager in Dyer.
Yeah. What I'm wondering, Go ahead,
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
He has a very important role. I mean, the aging and the hair thing is all anyone's talking about right now in terms of who can do what. So,
well, I'm wondering who they're going to be aging.
Or making look younger, I guess, right? Maybe
I guess it could go in reverse as well.
Right. Yeah, if only they could have those people in real life. I've seen some pretty awful Botox cases on the street these days. So it'd be nice to have this guy, Brandon Cook, around. Maybe they can pass him on when the Hunger Games is over if he does a good job. Maybe he'll make Greasy Say look, like in the prime of her youth or something.
some flashbacks to Greasy Say's younger years.
We get a flashback of that?
She could.
Oh no,
she
not
could have been quite
origin
a starlet
story.
at some point.